Picking up your calls here. Jerry in Yuma, Arizona. Hey, Jerry, what's on your mind today?
Hey, good morning, Tom. Hey, I just had a thought kind of bothered me in the head here a little bit. This country, I don't think our country is ever going to truly heal unless we get rid of this MAGA program. And I don't mean just Donald Trump. I think the whole MAGA thingamabob has got to go away. It needs to be ripped out by the roots, and that means congressmen, representatives, you name it. All they do is thumb their nose at the law, and we had a good example of that yesterday in court. They just don't care. I mean, they want to rule the country the way they want to rule the country, and they don't care about anything else.
Yeah, I think what we have to understand, Jerry, is that this is not a new movement. Back from the 1870s until the 1920s or 1930s, it was called the Ku Klux Klan. From the 1930s, the mid-1930s, up until the 1950s, it was called the America First movement and was headed up by Charles Lindbergh and others around him. From the 1950s until the Trump era, it was called the John Birch Society. I mean, it's had different names over the years, but it's essentially the same movement. People who want an authoritarian, religion-based. The Klan had, they had crosses on their, they very often carried crosses and they burned crosses. I mean, it was always been all about Christianity. And when they say Christianity, they're not talking about the Jesus that you read in the Bible. They're talking about, right-wing Christians being in charge. They're talking about patriarchy. They're talking about keeping women under their thumb. And the whole anti-communism thing is just a metaphor for, let the rich run the country and take all the money.
Right.
So it's not going to go away. It's always been here. I mean, I think what you have to do is you have to build a countervailing political movement, which is the pro-democracy movement, the pro-America movement. We fought back. I mean, the Klan was really, really powerful. Woodrow Wilson, was a Democratic president, the guy who fought World War I. He played Birth of a Nation, the Klan recruiting film, in the White House in, 1913 or whatever the year was. And that led to this explosion of brand new activity by the Klan. I mean, Teddy Roosevelt fought the Klan back, 20 years before that, or a decade before that. So, we've just kind of gone back and forth in this country over the years. And eventually, hopefully, we'll become a country where, bigotry and hate aren't the primary animating forces for, one of the two political parties. But frankly, it's always been that way. I mean, the Dixiecrats, the Democrats pre-1965 in the South, they were just the Klan, It's just, so here we are. I mean, it shouldn't surprise us. Donald Trump is just the latest bozo to be the front man for this group. It's just that in the past, you never had a foreign government supporting, there wasn't a foreign government supporting the Klan or the America First movement. Well, actually, the Nazis were supporting the America First movement. We know that. Now, Rachel Maddow wrote a whole book about it. And we're seeing that again. Now you've got Moscow, now you've got Russia supporting the MAGA movement in a big way. I think
it definitely isn't good for.
Yeah, I agree. I think the key to the whole thing is education, is helping wake up people to the fact that this is nothing new. That Donald Trump is just the latest bigot to be running around, to have set aside the hood and the burning cross and put on a sports coat and a tie. But he's the same guy. It's the same guy. He's the same guy that the federal government charged back in the 1970s for refusing to rent apartments to black people. It's the same guy. It's the same movement.